Welcome back to Superstarglam. I'm not going to babble on too much because this is a talk through demo. So I do go over a few of the shadows in this video. This is my second time using this palette. I did try to film this video yesterday, but the footage was not good at all. It was out of focus almost the entire time. So that's why this is my second attempt. But it's a good thing because I actually got to try on another set of shadows. The look I did yesterday was like a purple look. So today I went with more of a orange bronzy type of look. So I really like how this turned out. If you're interested to see a demo on me using this palette, my final thoughts and swatches on this palette, then just keep watching. So I tried filming this already, and most of my footage was like out of focus, so I decided that it'd be a good chance for me to try new colors and really give like a true review, since I've already tried a few shades yesterday when I filmed it, and so today I'm going to go in some different shades. This is what the packaging looks like, and it tells you that it has 8 shades in here that are pressed pigments. The actual palette looks like this. It is plastic, but it's not like they try to do an upgrade from like the traditional packages. Like Morphe and BH had like similar packaging. The upgrade is that it has a little button. You push it and it, okay, you got it there. It does a little like popping sound, so it pops open the lid. It does not have a mirror, but I'm okay with it because for that price of $19.99, I think I can forgive that it doesn't come with a mirror. And this is what the actual palette looks like. So yesterday, the look that I did, and I'll probably insert maybe like a few clips of me actually applying these shadows, because I really wanted to test out the pressed pigments, and to be honest, I was really like blown away of the quality of these shadows. So majority of the shadows I used were pressed pigments, and I went in with these 2 shades, the light purple and this glittery one. Let me just show you. So this is the BH shade. Look at that, how intense that is. And then I'm gonna apply the Makeup Forever Starlit powders. They're in like these little containers, dry. There you go, side by side. The Makeup Forever doesn't look, I mean, it looks more like shimmery, but once you apply it wet, you wet your brush and apply it, then it gets the same amount of intensity as the BH one. But this it's these shadows are literally like doing the blending for me. It's like I'm not even struggling that much to blend this out, and it looks so good. So that gave me really good pigment without fallout. I decided that I was gonna, there's a lot of like browns, and a lot of the browns in here are also the pressed pigment, so that's another reason why I wanted to use that. So I'm probably shooting for like a bronzy look. I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna take this matte shade. I've already primed my eye, so I'm gonna take this matte like cream shade, and I'm gonna set my entire eye. Okay, I'm gonna take these two mattes, this one and this one, and I'm gonna apply that to my crease. Application on yesterday's look honestly went so smoothly. I was blown away. They blend out so good. Like if you're really a beginner, I think this palette would help you out, because it didn't require me to do much blending. It blended out so nicely and smoothly, and a little bit goes a long way, so you don't need to keep packing on. Okay, I'm gonna take this shade right here, and that one is one of those pressed pigments, so I'm just like barely tapping. Do you see that? I hope you could see that. I barely tapped it in, and look how much color payoff you get. No patchiness, smooth application. That's what I like to see. Just tapped it one more time. I'm gonna apply this brown right here. That one is a little warmer, just a tad bit. They're actually pretty similar. And again, tap off the excess. I barely tapped it. And this is another pressed pigment. I'm gonna drag it over here. I hope you're able to see how easy that was for me to blend out. Like, look at that. So much like effortless. Like I barely swiped and it's already buffed out and blended. I'm gonna go in with that other brown just to deepen a tad bit. And then I'm gonna take like this shade is kind of like I would describe it as like a terracotta shade right here. In the same brush, I'm just going to put it just above, just so that it peeks through that color. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, I'm done. I'm gonna take the transition brush just to lightly go over that. So I can't decide from these two shades. One is a dual chrome and the other one's like a metallic. This is the metallic and this is the dual chrome. They're both really pretty. I was gonna apply a base, but I'm just going to go in just like this with that dual chrome shade. I'm gonna take it on this Sigma eye shading E55. I'm gonna apply it wet and see how much more it intensifies. Oh yeah. What's even more surprising is that, you know how you get a palette and there's like majority of them are pretty good or really good, and then they threw in like 2 or 3 more shades just to fill in the pan. That's what it seems like to me, like to throw it in the pan to complete the palette, and they're like shit, like they don't apply. It just doesn't seem to have the same quality as the rest of the shadows, but you accept it anyways because you're like, well, at least majority of the shades are good. That's not what you get in this palette. Like, they're all just as good. Okay, I'm gonna go in with that little brush and just, I'm gonna combine the 2 brown mattes just to go over that crease area. I'm gonna take another like color, metallic one. I'm gonna apply that like the center of my lid just for some added dimension. I'm going to wet my brush. That's really pretty. And then one more, just why not? I'm gonna take a shimmery shade. Also going to wet the brush and also apply that in the center. I'm going to get that shade, this shade right here, the one I said was like a dupe for that Star Powders from Makeup Forever. I'm wetting it. I'm gonna apply this to my inner corner highlight. I'm gonna do the same thing I did to the top. I'm gonna do to the bottom. I'm gonna finish the other eye, apply some lashes, and I will be back to like give you my final thoughts on this palette. So this is the final look. I paired this look with the Ofra and Kathleen Lights collab Miami Fever liquid lip. So pretty much at this point, like I mentioned before, I did create a look using this palette yesterday, and then again another look today. So I think I've gotten a good amount of shadows to really put to the test. Every single shadow so far that I have played with, I have tried, I have swatched, none of them have, you know, given me like a hard time or like made me think like, oh, maybe 1 or 2 shades are bad in this palette. None of them, in my opinion, are bad in this palette. They're all so good, so creamy, so buttery, full of pigment, effortless blending when you use them. Just I'm just like really impressed and happy that I actually got my hands on this palette. So I'm really excited to play with this palette. My weakness when it comes to like makeup categories is eyeshadow. I am a sucker for eyeshadow, but that means that I have a pretty good idea of what works and what doesn't work. Like, there are several palettes that I have purchased, and I have purchased with the excitement that they're going to be great. Swatches look incredible online. So I get them home and it's a big disappointment, not to mention the hefty price that I paid for it. But I'm still, like, when it comes to eyeshadow, I'm still kind of like biased, like, oh no, but I'm sure I'll make it work. And what really ends up happening is that it sits in my makeup collection. It just collects dust because I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to struggle with it. I don't want to make it hard on me, like, oh, but they don't blend out good, or they're not as pigmented, or they don't translate. You know, you see a shadow that looks one color, but once you apply it to your eye, it's like it just doesn't translate it. Like, as the more you buff it out to avoid any harsh lines, and the more it like disappears, and then you go and add more pigment. It's like that. Those are the types of things that I don't really think about until you're faced with a true palette that works and blows your mind. And honestly, that's what this palette has done to me. I don't know if I'll be able to go back to use any of my other palettes. I know for a fact that I will be digging in to use more of the matte shadows on this palette. The shimmers are beautiful, and I have, you know, other palettes that I love as well, but I'm more impressed with the mattes and the intensity, and again, the blendability of these shadows. Like, it did the work for me. So I recommend this for anybody who is just, one, a fanatic of makeup, two, if you're looking for a really good palette that has it all. It gives you a variety of options. I definitely recommend this. Whether you're a pro, whether you're an amateur, whatever it is, I would totally recommend this. So that's my opinion. If I could, I'll link it down below in case you are interested in picking this up. And wait for the swatches. I will have swatches at the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed this review. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.